What's happening, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. On this segment, I like to talk about Colby Covington versus Dustin Poirier. Of course, these guys have a history together, a lot of bad blood between the two. Now, we all heard it after the Covington versus Masvidal fight. Colby Covington gets on the mic, calls out Dustin Poirier in a not so nice way. Dustin had stated that when he sees Colby Covington, it's going to be on sight. They're just going to throw down. Colby Covington is calling him out right now. Let's do this. And I got some thoughts on it, so let's get into it. All right, so I have to get this out of the way. First of all, I'm just going to say that Colby Covington is a bad matchup for Dustin Poirier. I see their fight going very similar to Covington versus Masvidal. Now, on the feet, I'm actually going to give the edge to Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin Poirier has better boxing, he has better hands. I think if this fight takes place at 170, which most likely it would because Covington's not going to drop down, I think at 170, the power that Dustin already has is just going to be amplified. His speed might take a hit, maybe not. With proper muscle mass, he might be more explosive. But flat out on the feet, I think that Dustin Poirier is more skilled, he's more polished. I think he's going to be more dangerous standing. But Colby Covington at this point is not a slouch in the striking department. He can hang, especially when you mix in the threat of the takedown. And the fact that Colby drains you. He wears you out, which compromises your speed, your endurance. Your technique goes out the window when you start gassing out. Your defense. And he starts closing the gap in the striking department. It's like in the Masvidal fight, Colby Covington's not better in striking than Jorge Masvidal, but he was successful because he wore Jorge out with the grappling and the wrestling. But he was really selective with how much time he stood on the feet with Jorge, because as we saw, he got hurt a few times, definitely quickly dropped in the fourth. So he kind of like picks and chooses his battles in a striking realm with opponents. He's not a dumb fighter, and he would do the same exact thing to Dustin Poirier. He would stand and strike with him long enough till he sees a window to secure a takedown. He's going to latch on to Dustin. He's going to make him work. He's going to sap his energy, land ground and pound, pin him against that cage, try to maintain a dominant position, just beat on him. The same thing he did to Masvidal. I don't think Poirier is going to have the size at 170, the strength to necessarily keep Colby Covington off. Well, maybe I shouldn't say strength. I do think Colby's going to be the bigger guy, but make no mistake about it, Dustin will be stronger at 170, but he just doesn't have the wrestling skill like that to beat Colby Covington in these scrambles, to get out of those bad positions. At least I don't think so. If Dustin were to somehow manage to keep this fight standing, he would greatly, vastly improve his odds to win. If that were the case, I might have to go with Dustin Poirier, but I just don't see it happening. Like I said, I think it'll be really similar to what Colby did to Masvidal. Barring a perfectly landed strike by Dustin Poirier putting Covington's lights out, I really can't see him winning this fight. I would favor Covington over Poirier, maybe like 70-30. Now, Poirier is a good grappler. He has great BJJ, very technical Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a formidable black belt, but you have to have the wrestling. You have to have the wrestling to get yourself out of bad spots and also put yourself into advantageous positions. And he just doesn't have that background. The efficiency isn't there. Colby would gas him out. Now, if you want to talk a good fight for Colby Covington, a really good fight and test, somebody that's going to test him in the wrestling and grappling, Khamzat Chimaev. Yup, I just said that. But that might be for another video. I think Khamzat Chimaev could potentially cause Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman big issues. But right now we're talking about Covington versus Poirier. Yeah, definitely favor Colby Covington. Colby will just Colby Dustin. Anyway, my friends, I don't know what else to say about this potential matchup. I guess you could call this video a light breakdown. You guys let me know in the comment section who would take this fight in your opinion. Would love to read your thoughts. If you liked the video, consider hitting that subscribe button, like and share. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see what happens with this one. Maybe they'll book it, who knows? Until the next segment, you all take care.